Jesus did exist. For more than 2 billion of people, almost the third part of the population in the world, to believe in Jesus is a thing of faith, and they don't need any physical proof to believe in that, because without faith it is impossible to please God. Despite all, there is much evidence and enough evidence to support that Jesus come to the earth. With 22 years being Christian, because I born being Christian, I have learned and experienced things that you probably not. And after this talk, you will be more aware about the existence of Jesus. The life of Jesus is a fact that every person should know about and believe in so. So in the following minutes, we'll be talking about this thing supported by historical, biblical, and archaeological aspects. So let's talk something about the biblical aspect. The Holy Bible has a lot of passages that confirms that Jesus will come through the earth, and there are writers that write that Jesus will come to the earth, and hundreds of years later these words are done. So according to Micah 5:2, we can see a prophecy that stipulates that Jesus will be born in Bethlehem, and we can see this prophecy done in Matthew 2:5. Also, in Isaiah 7:14 says that Jesus will come from a young virgin, and Matthew 1:18 confirms that. Also, this same prophet Isaiah in the chapter 61 he declares words of God, and those words are recited by the Messiah, by Jesus, prophet of God here in the earth. We can see this prophecy done in Luke 4:21. Now that we know more about biblical aspects that confirms the life of Jesus here in the earth, let's see something historical. So, Jesus is the only person in the history of the humanity that could divide the historic timeline in two, before Christ and after Christ. Any person in any time have done that. Also, Jesus was a preacher that lived in the first century in Galilee and Judea, and was crucified in Jerusalem under the government of Pontius Pilate. Jesus born in the days of the King Herod. We can find that in Matthew 2, chapter 1. Okay, so until this point, we have seen something biblical and historical aspects about the life of Jesus, but let's see something archaeological. This is for me one of the most convincing parts about the existence of Jesus here in the earth. Okay. The archaeologist Ron Wyatt in 1982 find one of the most important findings that have been in every time. He discovered the Ark of Moses. That thousands of years, this ark was lost. This ark was in a cave in under the Golgotha. The Golgotha is where Jesus was crucified. So he find that ark. Without years of investigating, he find that ark under the Golgotha. Okay, so the most important thing about this discoverment is that in the top of this ark were some drops of blood, and he studied this blood scientifically. And the most important for me in this was that the scientists who studied this blood didn't know where this blood come from, and they just studied that blood, and they confirmed that this blood had only 23 chromosomes from the mother and only one chromosome from the father. And you know that a normal blood has 23 chromosomes from the mother and the other half from the father. And this has just one from the father. The only thing that can support that is that was the blood of Jesus. Okay, so Jesus exists. I have provide some historical, biblical, and archaeological aspects to believe in Jesus. So, did Jesus is real? Yes. Thank you for watching.